Welcome to the introductory video of the Awkfidence series. I'm going to spend this video talking about being socially awkward and yet confident. I've got a few tips and tricks that might be helpful, and I've got a few because, well, experience. Just to prove my point, I'll give a short list of examples of awkward moments I created for myself just in the last few days. So first of all, I tried to make a point in a meeting at work that nobody understood or nobody agreed with. Awkward. I geeked out really hard about something I was super excited about, but nobody else seemed to share any enthusiasm. No one could relate. I sent a text that started with LOL, had LOL in the middle, and LOL at the end. And fourth, let's see, there was another one. I remember I had two friends. They both needed a hug hello, but I gave two side hugs at the same time. But there's still hope for me, and there's hope for you. I have, over the years, been in a lot of situations that have taught me how to fake confidence or create real confidence when it wasn't there before, or learn how to at least act confident, or learn to realize certain things about confidence that have helped me learn to embrace my awkwardness and use it for good. So hopefully some of the ideas that I'm going to share with you in this video as an introductory overview will be helpful and help people like me, and if that's you, hopefully it will help you too. I have a few notes off to the side here, so once in a while I may glance over to this set of notes so I don't forget what I wanted to say. So the first trick that's on my list here is that you have to accept that you're awkward or nervous instead of trying to hide it. Have you ever seen all those actors, comedians, famous people who are so painfully awkward, but they capitalize on that, man? They just use it to get laughs. They acknowledge it, they push it harder, or they find a way to twist it and just get laughs, and they become popular. Can you tell that they're authentic, that they're being honest about who they are? And have you also noticed that generally people don't like fake people? So maybe that's one of the reasons that works. What's the next one? Another key point that's influenced my feelings about awkwardness. Awkward moment while I check what I wrote here. Yeah! Okay, another key point that has influenced my feelings about awkwardness is realizing that you are not special in your awkwardness. I hate to tell you. Or maybe that sounds awesome to you. You're not special. I can promise every person you encounter has something they're self-conscious about. Maybe they think they're an awkward person, or maybe they're just nervous about something, or they all have awkward moments. So I want you to find comfort in that, and if you can even pretend to be confident with your own awkwardness around others, then it would encourage others to loosen up too. So one of my go-to moves to be more confident as an awkward person is to smile a lot, or do a power pose. What's a power pose? Well, did you know that body language not only can influence what other people think of you, but it can help what you feel inside? So a power pose actually can help raise testosterone levels, and that contributes to your sense of confidence and power. So for instance, I usually deal with my nervous moments in power poses, like I will stand with my legs apart, my fists on my hips, my chest up, my chin out, like so. And it's a little superhero style. Something that's open rather than closed off, like crossing your arms or hunching over or grabbing one arm, or there's a lot of closed ways. So open and relaxed options can really help boost some of those hormones that build that sense of power. Okay, next. If you find that you just did or said something awkward and you notice it in the moment, which is key because not everyone always realizes it until later, and then they dwell on it for days or hours wishing they had known. Anyway, if you realize it in the moment, acknowledge it out loud. It goes back to that whole humor idea, so maybe you can turn that action or speech into a moment you can laugh at in front of everybody, point it out, laugh at yourself. A lot of times others will join in on the commentary or give other ideas of other awkward things that could have just happened and didn't, thank God, and it just becomes a bit of more of a witty banter opportunity for everybody, and then suddenly everyone's on the same level again. I do it all the time. So the next one I think is kind of awkward person helping awkward person. So are you meeting new people or in a setting where you can tell someone else is nervous or uncomfortable because they're kind of new to the situation or the group of people? Forget about yourself for a moment and maybe adopt them for a bit until they seem to feel more comfortable and start to spread their wings, so to speak. Basically, I use that opportunity to kind of adopt someone. That way I have a buddy that can't escape me most of the time. I also can practice things like I'll ask them about themselves. I will maybe try to explain something about someone in the room, or who knows, awkward moment. Explain something useful that might help them acclimate faster, or you could spend that time commenting a little bit about your own awkwardness so that they can feel a little bit better about themselves. It may not help your cool factor, but it sure helps someone else feel like they're doing okay, and then gain a little confidence themselves. So I always feel like helping somebody else feel more confident helps me feel more confident. Ooh, okay. So my last note, my fun last idea for you. Figure out if there have been any topics or stories or interests of yours that have gone over really well in the past with certain people or everybody, who knows, and practice telling people about them. You can do it to a mirror or somebody close to you if you're comfortable, but if there's certain stories that you think usually seem to be received well, you'll probably notice that. Let me back up. You've probably noticed that some of the more popular people in the room, or the people who seem comfortable or well-liked, are a lot of times telling a lot of the same stories over and over. But that's because it gets a good reaction. So try and do the same thing. But if you're not comfortable with that at first, practice at home. So practice telling the same story over and over. Find the right way to say it so it doesn't get boring or go on for too long. Or you figure out what the punchline is of your joke, or whatever works. So at the very least, that means you're prepared with something. If you feel like awkward silences are the worst thing ever, you can jump into one of these things and you've got it ready to go. At the very least, you don't have to prepare stories, but maybe you prepare a set of questions that you might ask someone. Obviously, you'd only ask them one at a time, but you can approach people who feel uncomfortable, or if you're just feeling like there's a lull in the conversation, you can ask a conversation starter question, or if it's one-on-one, ask that person about themselves, and then you can make them talk. And what awkward person wouldn't like to make someone else do the talking? If anything in this video clicks with you, I want to hear about it in the comments, because I'm socially awkward and I would like some comfort in knowing that maybe I have company. Stay tuned to this channel and subscribe as well, because I'm prepared to turn this into an entire series of videos focused about sample awkward moments, how I manage those, specific examples. So what potential types of scenarios would you like me to cover to demonstrate how to do something awkfidently? Awkward, confident, awkfident. Yeah, so what tricks do you want to see in action? Any scenarios that you could imagine might be helpful to hear about? Let me know. Thanks for watching the video, and bye!